You are welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. With the leaking of the text message evidence which revealed that the Carleys were not necessarily the saints they pretended to be while accusing R. Kelly for this and that, we all hoped that was the last crazy thing we would hear about Azriel and her family, considering their daughter was the government's principal witness during the New York trial. It's actually on account of Azriel Clary's testimony that R. Kelly's New York charges were expounded to include RICO and Mann Act violation. Anything that shakes up Azriel's testimony therefore does have a great impact on the authenticity of the case against R. Kelly. In a recent spill of her father's secrets, Timothy Savage dropped a bombshell when he said Angelo Clary once boasted over how R. Kelly would be in the bedroom sleeping with his daughter Azriel while Joycelyn Savage was sleeping in the couch at the Trump Tower apartment. Yet another confirmation that the Clary parents discussed these things with their daughter and were happy about her being with R. Kelly, yet whenever they took to the media they pretended they were against this and denied ever trading their daughter off or encouraging her to be with Kelly. Now listen.
They was on the page together, and Angelo stated something to Tasha to say, you know, your daughter is sleeping in the other room, and his daughter is sleeping in the bed with R. Kelly.
Just imagine how a parent would be boasting how his alleged underage daughter is sleeping with a man twice her alleged age if it was ever true that Azriel was in fact underage when this happened. This could also indicate that it's in fact true the parents advised their daughter to lie to R. Kelly she was 18, and this would mean that R. Kelly is unfairly locked up. Many who have been following our video releases now know that R. Kelly is in fact a victim of deceit and not the other way round. If a woman came to you and claimed to be 18, carrying an identity card that proves she is actually 18, and is backed up by her own parents who present her as an adult daughter, who are you to argue with all that evidence? Learning just how shrewd the Clarys were at positioning their own daughter who pretended to be 18 and found her way into R. Kelly's life is quite disturbing. Especially when we remember that R. Kelly is currently languishing in prison largely because of the same woman who together with her family tricked him into an arrangement which they later tried to use to blackmail him, and when they failed, they teamed up with the government to play an important role in taking him down. This leaves us to wonder how all this managed to pass undetected by the New York court, which was quick to find R. Kelly guilty for these charges that were never backed up by evidence except hearsay by these very same people who clearly lied on him. It's also disturbing to learn that the text message evidence that showed the Clarys were involved in a conspiracy to defraud the R&B King using their daughter as a bait was all availed to the New York judge, but for some reason best known to her, she preferred not to refer to it and instead follow the lies told by the very same people. Why should we be hearing this from Timothy Savage and not the authorities, and why was this information kept hidden from the public? Meanwhile, we are also aware that the FBI report on the Bureau of Prisons' illegal operations directed towards destroying R. Kelly has also been withheld, and R. Kelly's attorney Jennifer Bonjean denied access to it. The good news is that whatever information they are trying to protect we already have, and if it's been their secret, unfortunately for them it's now a public secret. We know that the BOP did share R. Kelly's restricted phone call and email information with blogger Tasha K, and also with government key witnesses to win them over and have them testify against R. Kelly. It's a shame to see that the public is only left to learn about these key issues that could have determined the direction of the New York trial from one of the accusing families, and only because he and the Clarys got into a disagreement. It shows how disconnected the justice system is from the people it claims to serve, and how detached they are from allowing the truth to prevail as a step in serving justice to the citizens of this country. The case against R. Kelly has helped expose our judicial system's lack of commitment to deliver justice, considering a man who could say to his co-accuser he was happy her daughter was in bed with the defendant while the Savage daughter was cold in the couch, and whose wife texted the defendant from time to time pretending to be the daughter and leading him on to sleep with her, could have their daughter who also played along with the evil plan to extort a celebrity placed in queue among those to receive restitutions to a tune of $250,000. It's because of such an unfair justice system that our country is struggling with crime and gun violence, which would otherwise be wiped out but due to corruption tendencies is still a major concern. Like R. Kelly said during the Gayle King interview, real victims are indeed out there with their hands and legs locked up in chains, being used and abused every single day, and trafficked for monetary gain like they are not people, while the government together with the Department of Justice are out here issuing a life sentence to a man who even had the time to take his girlfriend shopping, fed and protected them from the dangers surrounding his career by way of rules the government is now using to implicate him. Among these women, none has a scratch anywhere on their body they can say was inflicted by R. Kelly. The trial transcript confirms they were all with him at will and free to leave if they did not want to be with him anymore, and for this R. Kelly received 31 years in prison. According to Celeste Roberts, Timothy Savage has indeed done a lot of talking, and this is helping expose the real nature of parents we are dealing with here. I still don't understand why charges were not brought against Timothy Savage and his family, considering he was involved in the defaming campaign, yet his daughter was an adult all along and he knew it. Like everybody else, Tim Savage had no case and shouldn't have been involved at all. In fact, if he ain't careful, he might end up behind bars if he keeps digging into this situation that he and his wife do not have clean hands in. For God's sake, all these parents should be prosecuted. According to Shandra Cruz, R. Kelly's supporters have over the past years been screaming loud about the involvement of these parents and no one was listening. Thankfully, it's not becoming public knowledge and there is empirical evidence available to prove this. Better late than never, I guess. These parents were part of the government takedown plot. It's funny to learn that they literally forced him to be with their daughters and now seek restitutions in return. They are in fact a few days away from hitting their long-awaited jackpots thanks to the government and our crooked justice system. How is this even possible that the criminals be rewarded while the victim is locked up? This is hard to comprehend. If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say. To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.